The Stanley Cup has been lifted. It's had a 6-day-old infant placed inside of it, and it's had a $1,200 bottle of whiskey drank from it. More importantly, Gritty is now a streetwalker. That is the only explanation for where the Flyers have managed to come up with all this extra cash, or where they've gotten the financial confidence to make the moves that they have been making. So that is my theory, and I am sticking with it. In other news, the draft is tomorrow, and if you're a Rangers fan, things are going suspiciously well, and you're probably waiting for the catch and preparing for the disappointment. Today's episode is brought to you guys by the Morning Skate podcast. If you haven't heard of the Morning Skate, I have no idea how the hell you managed to get here. They're not just way bigger, they're also more reliable, more consistent, and that's what she said. If somehow you have not heard of them, all of their links are in the description. While you're down there, if you have not yet subscribed to the Glove Drop, do that. Unless you don't like it, in which case, bye. So with that being said, here's a quick little rundown of all of the very expensive things that happened while the Boston Bruins were losing to the St. Louis Blues. Now, for those of you who don't know, the amount of money that it costs to call up a team and inquire about somebody who's going to be up for free agency come July 1st, it's a lot. First being Erik Karlsson. Now, as a Rangers fan, Karlsson, there were rumors about him potentially coming over to the Rangers, to which I say, please God, no. And to which the San Jose Sharks said, here's $88 to $92 million for 7 years. So yeah, Erik Karlsson, who's never even hit anybody, and was also injured during the playoffs, has re-signed with the San Jose Sharks for $92 million, 7-year contract. There you go. Joe Thornton, for all of you Jumbo fans, is coming back. And I quote, "I've got nothing else going on." Same. In other Sharks news, now that they have no money left because they wanted to keep Karlsson, Justin Braun, he's gone. Bye. You are out of here. Justin Braun traded to the Philadelphia Flyers in return for a 2nd and 3rd round draft pick, a 2019 and a 2020 draft pick. Speaking of the Flyers, they have done most of the movement as far as everybody goes. I mean, granted, they sucked. They haven't even been good for a long time. So the moves that they made were big ones. First one being Matt Niskanen from the Caps. He had 2 years left on his contract. The Caps really were closing in on the cap. There's no unawkward way to say that. That's huge for them because they not only are getting rid of somebody who still had 2 years left on their contract, they're saving 30%, which is like $3 million. The Capitals are definitely saving on that one. They're coming out way on top on this deal, in my opinion, and the Flyers don't really seem to care because they are super caught up in rebuilding their team, and they have this side job. The last thing I'm going to bring up is something that I consider myself an expert on, and that's poor decision making. And the Winnipeg Jets, they definitely watch my videos because they're making bad choices. Kicking that one off is they trade Trouba to the New York Rangers in return for a 20th overall draft pick. That 20th overall draft pick was given to the Rangers by the Jets for Kevin Hayes. They were like, oh, you know what? He's going to be up for free agency, and oh, was he? But yeah, we'll take that back. As well as Neil Pionk, which I assume you've never heard of because he really didn't show up this year. That was a terrible move. But hey, it's not terrible for the Rangers, and it's really not terrible for Kevin Hayes. Yeah, the Flyers gave Hayes a 7-year, $50 million contract. And people are bugging out. I gotta disagree on this one. The guy was in the middle of his best season. He hasn't really come even close to the ceiling as far as his ability goes. I don't know. What do I know? Maybe I'm just biased because the guy was a Ranger. That is all I got for you guys right now. That's just a wrap up of all the big moves that took place. Phil Kessel, I know there was rumors, but he's still a Pen. And there are those rumors floating around about Mitch Marner. But rumors are rumors. I don't have enough time for that, and I don't care. We'll see what happens when it happens. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming through. I will see you all in the next one, which is going to be obviously after the draft. I will be in a great mood regardless. We're either getting the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick who proved that he was more NHL ready and probably better than the number 1 pick. So good mood all around. Again, if you have not yet subscribed, comment, all that stuff, definitely throw that down there. And you can check it out at The Glove Drop on Twitter and Instagram. Same stuff, it's just me talking and making these huge proclamations of the fact that Gritty is a hooker.